you can figure out a solution if you just try hard enough.
Welcome to the Know Your Ship podcast, presented by eHub. I'm your host, Frank Dolce. This is Jon Richards, NOMATIC, but it's spelled with a T. So do you get a lot of people saying NOMATIC?
Not really.
I keep wanting to say it like that, but it's NOMATIC.
NOMATIC, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we settled on NOMATIC because there was 0 trademarks on the name, and we wanted to own it because the previous company was called Basics.
Basics.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay.
And that hurt us.
A lot of people were aligned with Basics.
There was like 1,600 trademarks on the word Basics.
How do you do 1,600 trademarks on one word?
Because you can trademark it for different categories.
Oh.
So one person trademarks a notebook, one person hair products, one person whatever, right?
Right.
So NOMATIC was free. So we took that, and the domain was available, and it all worked out.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay. And when did you learn that lesson that we were just talking about? How long were you in your business life?
I'm still learning that lesson. We have great leaders on our team, and that's helping a lot because I have confidence in them. So currently our leadership team is just dialed. And for me, that's the confidence I need to be like, I can let these guys do their thing. But if I could feel like one of them was doing something wrong, or it was like going the wrong direction, then that's when I start to get nervous and try to take hold again and need to slap myself and remind myself to back off, you know?
Do you ever feel like your cousin, who is also your co-founder, can do anything better than you, or are you constant?
He does everything better than me.
Really?
I will openly admit that, except for maybe golf. That's the one thing I can do better than him, yeah.
Nice. Well, if you do that better than that probably eclipses everything else that he does better than you. If you can golf better than him.
I'm trying to think. Honestly, he can probably do everything better than me.
Really?
Yeah.
Everything in which sense? In a business sense?
Yeah.
No, in
a business
life sense?
Life. I would say I don't know, like he's beat me in a foot race before, but he kind of cheated.
Why did you have a foot race?
I don't know. It was just one of those things. We just kind of were like in a parking lot, and we just kind of started racing. But then there was like some ice, so he acted like he was going to slip. So I stopped, and then he finished and beat me, because I kind of like stopped thinking he was like going to get hurt or something.
And he was
purely trying to trick me.
Oh, yeah. He's the one who said, "Look out for ice," and kept running.
Yep.
Dirty.
It's funny. I haven't thought about that memory in a long time. No, Jacob is one of the most talented people I know, and I've said this before, but if I were to have interviewed 1,000 potential business partners, I don't think I could have found someone who jives as well with me as he does. Our personalities are the exact opposite, and our skill sets are the exact opposite. So when I say he can do everything better than me, I think it's all the stuff that I wish I could do that he's really good at. We balance each other really well. We have very differing opinions. He's a visionary. He's constantly pushing things forward. I'm a control freak that's saying, slow down. We need to perfect this process.
Very particular. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Very particular. Mm-hmm. A particular freak.
Yes.
So.
That's really interesting. How important is it, do you think, now that you've been in business, how many years? 10, 11 years? Okay. How important is that to have someone aligned with you like that where you each have a particular set of skills that balance each other?
In my particular circumstance, I would say it's been everything. I don't know that we could have gotten where we are today without a business partner. The number of times me and him have sat in a room, bounced ideas off each other, come to what's right for the business as we've gone back and forth, and that you can't get that alone. You have to either have some kind of mentor or someone that you trust that you can shoot ideas off of, that they're not just going to like pat your back and be like, yeah, you should go forward with that. That's a good idea. It needs to be someone that you trust that will actually tell you what they really think. And Jacob and I have built that over a long period of time where we just know. And a lot of the times we'll walk in a room and our minds are totally aligned. it's not like we're competing at all. It's more like we know exactly what the problem is and how to solve it, and we would both go about it the right way. And that's been comforting too, because then I know he's going to act how I would hope he would act, and vice versa, right?
Mm-hmm. Do you know anybody? Have you ever come across anybody who is not that way? I'm very much that way. I get a lot of comfort out of working with somebody or working in a team type scenario, and being able to bounce ideas and discuss and negotiate and then come up with the right game plan. Have you ever come across anyone who is solo, who can do that all on their own?
Solopreneurs. I would say they're more than likely they're missing something and they don't see it if they don't have someone. I would say finding that person that can do it all and just know exactly how to move forward on everything, they're gonna be a unicorn. Do I know that person? Trying to think of business owners I know that have done really well on their own. It's funny because if you were to ask them, I guarantee they have a mentor.
There's somebody.
Yeah.
Right. I think it's really important to be aligned with somebody.
I'm all in on this idea of partnership.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I even started a book. I'm like 50 pages into a book on principles of partnership.
That you're reading?
That I'm writing. Because I've learned so much from being Jacob's partner that I'm like, I need to document this somehow so that other people can learn.
That's going to be really difficult for you to write a book. And let me just tell you why.
Oh, I 100% know why.
Because you're so particular, it would feel to me like you had to get every sentence and every word.
The number of times I've read the first 50 pages of my own book is just sad. The number of times I've gone over it's perfectly proofread all the way. You know, it's like I can't just brain dump 500 pages and then go back and edit the whole thing. I have to get it right sequentially as I go.
Yeah. It's a good project. It might take you several years to finish.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Well,
or I guess
congratulations.
Use AI to finish it for me and then just proofread there and fix it.
That's never going to work. Is it?
I don't know. Maybe to fill in the fluff.
You know how we got here? You know how we got to this point? You said that you met Tony Finau at lunch today.
It's a fun little...
How tall is he in person? Did he stand up?
I'm 6'1". He's said online, online it says he's 6'4". And I looked this up because I ran back to my car to see if I had anything like NOMATIC that I could give him. And I had a jacket that was large. So I looked him up real quick online. He's 6'4", 100 or 200 pounds. But he looks taller. He's so long. His hands are massive.
So this is the thing. Like it feels like he has super long legs. Even though he may be 6'4", it feels like he's long. Super long legs, long arms, big hands. And when he takes his golf swing, he makes the club look like a little putt-putt club. Miniature. I don't know how he hits the ball like he does.
Let me just say this, super nice guy.
Very nice guy.
Sometimes you meet
a great family.
You meet someone famous like that and you can just tell like this conversation isn't going the direction I hoped it would, or it feels very uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
For him, I was like, we could be brothers. Like just felt so comfortable talking with him. He was very kind.
Did you ask him about that? Like,
no.
I feel like we could be brothers.
No.
You didn't? That was your shot.
It seemed a little awkward to ask that. I was happy enough. He gave me his number to give him some bags for later. So I was like, sweet.
Oh man, see, you have that in your back pocket. You're like, I could hook you up with some sweet
It
stuff.
is nice. It's like a trading card.
Okay, so let me ask you a question about that. This may be jumping prematurely into the business side of it, but okay, you meet a guy like Tony Finau and you don't have golf bags. Okay, travel bags. And so, and you know that he goes to tournaments all over the world, and he's, it's like he probably gets there a couple days before they start play. He has a couple practice rounds, play on Thursday. Hopefully he makes it through the weekend, play on Sunday. Do you have the perfect bag for that scenario? I mean, do you say to him, Tony, I have the perfect bag. This is it.
The hard thing is, I don't know how he likes to travel. So it's tricky because I need to know, is he flying private? Is he flying commercial?
Yeah,
I need to know, is he carrying it himself or is someone else pushing it for him?
Tony?
Yeah.
He's probably doing it himself. Others, Justin Thomas, yeah, he's definitely having someone else do it for him.
Then I need to know, do you carry it on your back or do you like to push and have all the weight off your body? Because there's different people that are like, no, I have to have my gear with me at all times on my back.
He's both. He has something on his back because he always has his family with him, and so he has to have stuff for the kids available right now, constant. And he's pulling something along.
Okay, so in that case, I'm recommending our 20-liter travel pack, which is our best seller, by the way. It's a backpack that expands when you travel. So it looks like an everyday bag, but you can literally double the size and pack clothing and stuff in it with just a zipper. So it's super functional. So he would love that bag for travel on his back. And then I'd give him a Method roller bag, like a carry-on that we have, and probably both black. And I think he'd like them.
Do they come in several colors?
Yeah, we have black, moss, navy, gray.
Do you have a favorite?
I like olive. I've been liking olive a lot. Like these are our olive joggers. So anytime we release something that's in the olive tones,
it's a really good color.
Yeah.
Goes with a lot of stuff. Okay, let's get back to, I wanted to get back to your relationship with your cousin.
Yeah.
Did you guys grow up together?
So Jacob is actually not my cousin. This is kind of a funny story. Everyone feels deceived when I say that.
I feel so deceived.
He's my first cousin once removed. I'm cousins with his mother. So I'm actually the youngest of 12 kids. So I come from a massive family. But my dad was the youngest in his family too. So my grandpa was 100 years old when I was only 8. So there's this massive generation gap that exists where my cousins all had kids by the time that I was born.
Oh.
So I was born with my cousin's children, if that makes sense. So I grew up with all of them. So our parents, my parents and his parents both have cabins in Montana, a stone's throw from each other. We grew up as kids there playing in the fields, catching groundhogs and water skiing on the lake and stuff. So,
okay, so let's do the genealogy really quickly so I understand this. Okay, so your dad
and his grandpa are brothers. My dad and his grandpa are brothers.
Your dad and Jacob's grandpa.
Yep.
I thought you were saying your dad and your dad's grandpa are brothers, because that I can't do that math.
That would be weird. My dad.
I mean, we are in Utah.
His grandpa
could happen.
Brothers, and so then
your dad and your dad and Jacob's grandpa are brothers.
Yep.
Okay, now that's making sense.
Yeah. So his grandpa had a daughter named Mary, and that's Jacob's mother.
And that's your cousin.
It's my cousin, and I'm
So it's a. You call that a cousin once?
First cousin once removed.
First cousin once removed. That's still a cousin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but
we're not first cousins.
Gotcha. But you guys are age-wise, are you exactly the
same? He's 1 year older than me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you guys grew up together.
Yep.
And were you always close? Like when you got together with family functions and there were like 100 people around? I mean, I bet it was like that. There were probably 100 people around.
So they all have cabins in Montana. Yeah. We would all go there for the summer. So we didn't really do family reunions. It was more just like the entire summer was a reunion, and we would all play on the lake together, and it was cousins just coming and going constantly.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so did you two kind of always align, or how was that? When did you figure out you were really close?
He was raised in Arizona, so when we were in school, we never saw each other. And then we would actually handwrite letters to each other. We were pen pals, and then, we'd get back together in the summers. He sometimes would only have a 2-week turn at his cabin in the summers, and so there may be a 2-week window where I get to hang out with him. But then later, his parents actually built a cabin up there, and then we got full summers together. So it was, he has an older brother. Jacob has an older brother named Matt Durham. The Durhams are very awesome, by the way. They have lots of businesses here locally. Great family. But his older brother, Matt, and I were also really good friends. And it was funny because I'd kind of switch off who I was best friends with between Jacob and Matt, because, you know, Matt left on his mission, and then I'd spend all my time with Jacob, and then Matt got back and Jacob left on his mission, and I'd spend all my time with Matt, and I was his roommate at BYU. And so I've always been great friends with that family, but Jacob and I have always, ever since we were little tiny kids, we were best friends. So.
Gotcha. So as you're growing up, did you guys ever talk about like, hey, we should do something together? Or was it more just like,
no,
you each had your own path and
yeah,
that's where you were going?
I wouldn't say we ever talked about business or like, let's build something together, but we would do crazy shenanigans. Like we built forts in the forest. We built, you know, this dance floor that you could pull behind a boat. We built like random contraptions that you can't even wrap your mind around. Just as like fun projects, right? Because you're bored, you're at the beach every day, and you're like, what should we do? It's like, let's get a 2x4 and strap a tarp on it, and if we go fast enough, maybe we can stand on the tarp on top of the water. You know, let's just see if it works.
And
I wouldn't say it was a huge success. No one was hurt, but it was a fun learning experience.
That wasn't the dance floor, was it?
Yeah, that was the dance floor.
That was the dance floor on the water.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Phineas and Ferb? This is very much like a real life Phineas and Ferb, where these two best friends get up every day and they're like, I know what we're going to do today. And then they go out and invent something to do.
Yeah, I love inventing things. That's kind of been my passion my whole life. So maybe we sometimes were catching grasshoppers, you know, whatever. Learned a lot about each other throughout the years.
So one thing interesting I found out about you went to East High School.
Yeah. Did you?
No.
Oh.
But my spouse did, and all of my kids went to East High School, and we have lots of history at East High School. We live right...
What's your last name?
Right near Dolce. Right near East High School.
Yeah, so...
But we're quite a bit older than you are. Quite a bit.
Well, that's what I was wondering about your kids, how old they were, but...
They're
probably
not quite as old as you are.
Yeah, I'm 37.
They're a few years younger. So no crossing paths.
Nope. But East was great, you know, great school.
And then you headed down to BYU. What was your path at BYU? Business or?
So it was, let's see, I started out just like general communications major or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then went on my mission. I only did one semester before mission. Served a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Argentina, in Cordoba. And I spent 2 years there. Towards the end of my mission, I felt so strongly that I needed to become an architect. So I came back, actually went to the, I can't think of the industrial design, not the industrial design. What's the name of the program? I'm blanking.
At BYU?
At BYU, went to the program for something management. I can't remember the name of it. Went back to BYU, studied to become like an architect, essentially. Mm-hmm. Spent a semester at that, and one of the requirements was that I needed to pass a calculus class to get into the business school, and I couldn't pass this class. I'm not good with numbers. This is one of my favorite things about Jacob is he is a numbers guy. Because that is not me. My brain is a creative brain, and numbers and me don't jive. I literally had to study like twice as hard as everyone just to pass that class, but it was a pass-fail class. Anyway, finally passed after like 3 tries of that class and got into the business school, and that was a huge shift. But when I got into the program at BYU, and it was weird. It was like, I don't know why I felt guided to do that, but I just felt like one day I'm going to build something. So I just needed some background there, but.
Gotcha. And did Jacob did he go through, did he end up at BYU? Did he go to?
Jacob did BYU. Mm-hmm. He did the MAC program there. So he became an accountant after, did auditing.
Oh, yeah. Clearly a numbers guy.
Definitely a numbers guy. But he wasn't happy auditing companies, kind of burned him out. So he went and worked for his family company doing sourcing products overseas and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Which
Also helps.
super meaningful.
Yes.
Super meaningful. Okay. So, and you guys are in touch this whole time and hanging out, doing whatever. And
Yeah.
And you find yourselves at a jazz game.
Normal cousin friends at a jazz game together with our wives. And we'd come up with some ideas like we should actually try to make some money on the side. Like, let's buy some vending machines. Let's do something to make a buck.
At this point, who are you working with? Or what
I was working at Bamboo HR.
Oh, gotcha.
Doing sales.
Okay.
So I was
you're on a call.
100 calls a day.
Oh, man.
In the grind.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's rough.
It was. Yeah. So I did that for about 8 months. And so yeah, I was at Bamboo HR. Jacob was at Durham Brands. And I said, have you heard of Kickstarter? Kickstarter had only been around for about a year at this point. And he was like, no. He looked into it, found out that wallets, it's funded really well on Kickstarter for whatever reason. Just a low price point. Everyone needs one. So we just started working on functional wallets. Came up with this idea of a pull tab technology inside the wallet. You know that his wife had these headbands on the table, and we literally were making prototypes out of these like runners headbands. And that was the first wallet. So that's where it all started, is in his basement.
No, I know you say that's where it all started, but it all started on some lakeshore beach in Montana.
That's true. Yeah, I was controlling and trying to keep all of the grasshoppers in the little bucket, and he was always letting them go, because he felt bad, Just like a perfect window in our personalities. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so when he started when you guys started making this wallet, did you guys decide together, like, okay, yeah, let's make a wallet? And then were you the creative, like, this is the type of wallet we should make, and it should have all of these features? Or how did that process go? How did you determine, like, this is what we should do?
Well, I mean, there's other wallets that existed on the market, so we actually looked at some of those, right? So we looked at minimalist wallets. At the time, Krabby Wallet was big. It was like a little elastic band. This is before Thread even existed. There's another one called the TGT wallet, which is essentially a leather band that wrapped around the outside of your cards. So there's a couple that were kind of similar, and so we started playing with this idea of an elastic band around the outside. That's why we're using her headband. And then we got a piece of paper and ripped it. And we noticed when you put it through the middle of the cards, the issue we were seeing is like the cards in these elastic wallets, you have to pull them all out at once. And then you're stuck with a stack that you're kind of going through, like doing a magic trick trying to find your card, right?
Yeah.
Where ours, you just pull the tab, and
I'm so glad that
it gives you access to both cards because the tab pulls out the cards, right? So rather than ejecting all of the cards at once, you can leave cards in the wallet that stay where they're at, and then you get access to those as well. And this is a phone wallet. This is not our original wallet. We just launched this one last year, but we have our original version has that same pull tab in it. And that tab was, at the time, it was like, this is kind of cool. And as we gave it to people, they're like, this actually, like, I really like this. We'd never made a product before, so we didn't know if they were just telling us that to make us happy. But then it just took off. On Kickstarter, we had a goal of $10,000. We ended up raising $170,000 in 30 days. And at that point, it was obvious.
It's just you two.
Yeah.
You've raised $170,000 now on Kickstarter. And are you, where are you producing these overseas?
Well, at this point, we were actually going to sew them ourselves. So we're like, we might sell 200-300 wallets to hit our goal.
Yeah.
And then we ended up crazy surpassing our goal, and we ordered 13,000 wallets from a factory in China. We did the math. We're like, we'd literally be stitching wallets for like 4 years straight if we wanted to make these ourselves.
This sounds like maybe how your book's going to go.
Yeah.
It could be a 4-year project.
Something in there.
Writing your book.
Something to learn from that.
Yes. Okay. So the Jacob sourcing background, obviously.
Yeah. That came in clutch.
Came in handy.
Yeah, because we were middle of campaign when we realized we're making $5,000 a day. We're not going to be able to make these wallets. We have to source these somewhere. And so he immediately started reaching out to factories in China.
Yeah.
and he found one that agreed to do the project. We didn't fly out there to see the factory or anything. We just produced the wallets. We ended up going out later the next year.
In that process of creating the wallet, and were you sewing wallets too, or was just Jacob?
Just Jacob.
You didn't want to sew?
I mean, I took like a sewing class in like junior high, but I wasn't like, I don't know. I didn't feel like that was, I wasn't going to be sewing all the wallets. I mean, I guess I would be helping him if we actually ended up sewing them together. I probably would have got a sewing machine and just sewed some myself. I don't know.
How many did he end up sewing together?
I mean, we probably made 20 or 30 different prototypes.
Oh, okay. So you weren't like
he was sewing
the hundreds of wallets.
No.
You almost immediately went to.
Yeah. We didn't make any of the Kickstarter ones yet.
Gotcha.
We were making prototypes at the time, testing them out, refining the design.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so based on your original design, does that still exist, or has it been refined over the last?
Yeah, it exists.
11 years.
We actually got a patent on that pull tab. It's kind of cool. And then on top of that, I would say we learned quickly that most products you launch, we coined this phrase, the fatal flaw. I feel like there's something that every single product has that we call the fatal flaw. And every time you release into the world, you just don't know what that is until you get enough people testing it and using it where you're like, oh crap, that's not good. For us, the fatal flaw of the wallet was it started to fray. So we didn't know when you laser cut elastic band, you either have to like seriously melt that edge or you have to wrap it somehow. So we were laser cutting the area where the pull tab sat. And so we just laser cut it and we'd stitch them together. But that was also the area where the tab is coming in and out of, and it started rubbing. Within a month or two, every one of those 13,000 wallets we ordered started to fray. We're like, oh my God.
Oh no.
Like we're done. We're out of business at that point.
Absolutely. Are people starting to send these back or ask questions? Yeah.
So luckily, Jacob was super like motivated and was proactive. It was like, let's figure out a solution. And we went back to the factory. We found that if you place this little ribbon over it and stitched it in this specific way that it wouldn't fray anymore, we quickly manufactured as many as we could. And we launched the version 2 almost immediately to our exact same audience. And we said, we're so sorry that happened. We're giving all of you like a crazy deal. I can't remember. It was like 60 or 70% off or something. Like come buy another wallet. We're so sorry that happened. So then rather than replacing all of these wallets and trying to figure that out, we just said, come buy another one. It literally was a $20 wallet. So we were discounting it to like $5 or something like that, you know? So we said, come buy another wallet. And I was shocked, but like thousands of people came back and bought another wallet.
Really?
So that meant that there was seriously a problem that we fixed. But the happier side of that was like we did like 85K in sales that day.
Yeah. And clearly people love the wallet.
Right. They love the wallet. Anyway, so it was one of those problems where we attacked it quickly, and I'm glad we did, because now people love it. There's still to this day people that have that original wallet that are like, I still use this thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Even with the frayed edges?
They'll just cut it with scissors.
Really?
Yeah.
They just love it. They're totally invested in that.
Yes.
Would you say that's a lesson that you learned about solving problems? Is a problem and you have to attack it quickly? That's what you just said. Attack it quickly.
Yeah, I think that's important. I think the bigger lesson probably is just understanding that not all problems, like any problem, is solvable. It just takes more time and more energy. Like if you have a big problem in your life that you're facing, spend a little bit more time thinking about it, focus on it. And rather than just shutting down and being like, oh, I can't do this. This is too hard. Or like, what are we going to do? And freaking out, just say, let's just focus hard on trying to solve this and think outside the box. And that for me has been a bigger lesson I've learned throughout the years than just like it has to be done quickly. I don't know that it has to be quick. It's just more like you can figure out a solution if you just try hard enough.
That's a difficulty for lots of people, is something comes up, an obstacle comes up, and it feels easier like to just turn away or not pay attention to it or whatever it is, rather than being thoughtful about how to solve it, or how to find a path around it.
Yeah.
So interesting. Okay, so wallets are going pretty well. And are you thinking at this point, like, we're a wallet company. Look what we did.
Yeah, it is weird, right?
And we're gonna just keep building, and we're gonna keep improving on this wallet.
When you're in that mindset of like, we sell wallets, like in my mind, I was like, how many different wallets can we make? I'm not thinking big enough. I'm like, can we make leather wallets? Can we make, we're going to make lots of wallets. We ended up creating different colors, different variants on the wallet. But ultimately we found that notebooks, for whatever reason, like pen and paper notebooks, planners did really well on Kickstarter as well.
You mean like a bound?
Yes.
Notebook?
And this is 14 years ago, before like people are 100% invested into their, cell phone routines. But like a notebook, a good pen to paper notebook that helped you track your goals, helped you like set, so we created what we thought was the best notebook. We added some features to it. That was our second launch on Kickstarter.
Okay. So now the wallet, clearly there's something different about the wallet. You have the pull tab and it separates the cards. And so you solve an issue with standard kind of wallets.
Yeah. For that wallet, I think it was getting people from carrying a lot of junk with them to being more minimal. I would say the pull tab solves an issue, but it was more like it was helping people to just let go of all of the receipts and all the coins and whatever else they're carrying with themselves.
My dad's wallet to this day, I don't know how he gets it's much stuff in there. It's like, it's that thick.
Yeah.
And he carries that around. And so when I was looking, in fact, I was going to ask you when you were showing your wallet, like how many cards do you have in your, can you carry cash? Is there anything else in it? Or is it just like minimalist? You have to go super, like you have your driver's license, couple credit cards. That's it.
Yeah. So the initial wallet held up to 14 cards actually. So it was elastic, so it could expand. Had a little tiny pocket in the back for cash, coins, or a key, but you had to fold the cash into fourths. So it was a little inconvenient to use that cash pocket. But it held just like if you're carrying, a 20, a 10, and a 5 or something, it holds that fine. But if you're carrying like a stack, it's not pretty. So that wallet solved the issue of just helping people slim down. This wallet that I showed you only carries 4 cards and nothing else. No coins, no cash.
So 3 credit cards and an ID, or a couple IDs and 2 credit cards, something, whatever, 4 cards.
4 cards. And it's just, this one's just more for convenience of like being on the back of your phone and giving you quick access to your cards. The Apple wallets that typically people buy for these types of situations is like, it's really hard to get the cards out of there.
Yeah, it is.
They get stuck together.
Yep.
And so this just solves that pain.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. And then you moved into notebooks. And so how did you create the best
I would say
notebook?
it was more of a planner. I shouldn't call it a notebook. It was a planner.
Okay.
And we launched a notebook with it that was just kind of like empty paper, just because the features on the notebook were cool. So we scooted the pages down. So there actually was a space for a pen between and we added an extra elastic that you can then strap inside the book as like a bookmark to hold half of the book, closed or whatever. We added some whiteboard paper to the back, and it came with like a whiteboard pen so you could like brainstorm in it and stuff. So it had a couple unique features that made it interesting. That one actually raised almost twice as much as the wallet did on Kickstarter.
Were you just shocked? I mean, your research sounds like you went on Kickstarter and said, well, these items are popular. Let's improve on this.
Exactly what we did.
That was your market research.
That was our market research. It's like, this is the platform we're launching on. These products do well. Can we do it better? And we just would go and do it. And that's how we found the bag too. Because there was a bag called the Go Bag. It raised almost $1 million. And we're like, we can do that. So we created our first bag, which was a travel bag.
How big is it?
40 liters. And it's literally a box. Like we found the dimensions of
hard
carry-on. No. Soft. It's a soft bag. It's like a duffel / backpack. So it's our 40-liter travel bag. It fits perfectly in the carry-on space. And we just broke down all of the like rules that exist around bags and said, how can we just make this space optimized? And so we put zippers inside of zippers, and we put, waterproof pockets inside and weird things like that you wouldn't normally do in a bag. And that one raised $3 million in 60 days. And at that point, we're like, okay, we're a bag company now. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And I'm probably not thinking big enough. I should probably be thinking Nomadic Airlines or something bigger down the road,
And when you say Nomadic Airlines, are you saying improving airlines?
No, I'm saying creating an entire airline company to compete with, Delta or something.
That would be thinking really big, from a wallet to an airline.
I'm just saying, when I was a wallet company, that's all I could see, right? It was like,
so
I'm
you're
a wallet
telling
brand.
Your lesson to people is
Think bigger. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I think that's right. Like, swing for the fences. Go,
but it had to be step by step.
Sure.
Because if we had jumped to bags first, I don't know if it would have worked as well. We learned a lot of lessons along the way.
Like what are some of the lessons you learned along the way?
Like the wallet frame, for example. We took a lot more time to test the bag and go through more prototypes and put it through weird tests that you would never need to test a bag to see if it could handle those types of things. Just because you never know. So I guess that's one lesson, is like making sure that you do your product research to make sure it's ready to launch. But I would say our business model was kind of a cheat code. We used Kickstarter. And so because of that, people literally gave us their money up front.
Yeah. And then
they would wait 6 months for us to go manufacture the product, and then we would be able to create exactly what they wanted, because they were able to give us feedback in real time. Because we're saying, here's what the bag looks like. And they'll say, okay, well, why doesn't it have waterproof zippers? And we're like, we didn't think of that. So we'd go to their factory and say, can you add waterproof zippers? And they say, sure. And then we'd add them. And so that was the process. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question about Kickstarter. Okay, let's just say you're going to launch this wallet, and then you raise $60,000. And then you go to produce this and build this wallet, and then you never do. For whatever reason, you spend all your money in research and development, and it's gone. Are you required to give the $60,000 back?
No. In fact, Kickstarter specifically outlines this on their website. They phrase things they word things the way they do. So it's not that you're pre-ordering. It's not that you're placing a purchase. You're actually donating to a campaign, and then you get a reward for your donation. So there's no transaction. So if you're giving money, if the project funds, then your credit card gets charged. If it doesn't fund, your card doesn't get charged, and it doesn't even matter. So you can back as many campaigns as you want. If the people don't hit their goal, they're not going to take your money. If they hit their goal, the money gets charged and wired to the creator, and then the creator has to go build whatever they want. If they don't have the funds to complete the project, you're out that cash, and you'll never get that product. I've probably backed 4 or 5 campaigns that's happened, or the money's just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that because I did that. I did the same thing. I backed a campaign for this, like, not portable, but kind of like this portable clothes steamer that I thought was amazing. I'd put it in my office if my pants got wrinkled or whatever else.
And you go in the comments and everyone's like, you scammed us, you jerks, we hate you.
I didn't. I was just like,
no, I'm saying that's what people
darn
are.
It.
If you go into that campaign, I guarantee that people have just lit them up, because it's actually a real thing. Like,
people do that.
People get so mad and they'll come after you. Like, they just come after you so hard.
But do people do, I mean, is fraud on Kickstarter a thing that
I mean, I've never met someone that was out to fraud people, but I'm guessing there's been a handful of people that are like,
sure,
hey, let's just say we're going to build this amazing thing. When we get $2 million, we'll go spend it on R&D and then disappear into the Bahamas. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sure something like that.
I'm sure it's been done.
Yeah. No question.
People will find ways.
Okay. So we're wallets. We're planners. Now we're bags.
And we just switched our name to Nomatic with the bag.
Oh, so you were basics all the way up until the bag.
The notebook's the reason we got spooked is because a company in Canada sent us a cease and desist, said we own Basics office products and we have a notebook that's trademarked. And we said, dang. So rather than try to change the name of the notebook, we just decided to change the whole company.
Yeah. How was that process, coming up with a new name?
We were smaller, so it was easier. I would say at this point we'd only done like, I don't know, 2 million in revenue or something. So it was still early phase. We're figuring things out. The process is actually not as cool as it sounds. I'll tell you what we did, but it's not like some glamorous like inspiration, some bolt of lightning that hit me in my sleep that we're nomadic now. No.
I know what it is.
Nothing like that. We got a list of 1,500 domains that were 7 letters or less. And I literally looked through every single one and highlighted any that I could possibly stomach as the name of my company. And we narrowed it down to like 10. And then we went through that process again, narrowed it down to 3. And then those top 3 names, we just pretended for a week that that was the name of the company. And we tried saying it. We tried to see how it felt. And so we literally based the company's name based on what we could buy on the .com. So we got nomadic.com, and that was one of the options. It sounded good. It went with this whole travel thing that we are working towards.
Yeah. And do you remember the top 3? What were the other 2 outside of nomadic?
Oh, what was the other one? I have it in my phone. I could look it up if you really want to know, but there was one where I sometimes will text my partner Jacob and just laugh about it because I'm like, what if we were named this today? Because it's bad.
I think, yeah, now we're going to need to know.
I should look it up, right?
Yeah.
I know. I'm like, this is funny enough that...
Take as much time as you need.
I found it. I asked my wife, what do you think of these names for Basics? Because Basics is what it's called at the time. Number 1, nomadic. Number 2, radial. RADIOL.
Radial.
Radial. Radio.
It's like you just put an L at the end of radio.
Oh, it's so bad.
Radio.
The last one, Lixra.
I don't know how that didn't win.
LIXRA.
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 How did you come up? What does that even mean? What
doesn't mean anything. Like I said, we literally were like, how can we get a domain that's 7 letters or less and have a brand built around it that's something that sounds cool and interesting? Oh, I'm so glad we chose them.
And Lixra was cool and interesting.
Lixra, radial. Oh man,
radial.
Yeah. That is crazy to look back at that.
Needless to say,
we made a good choice.
You picked the right one. I don't know what that Lixra thing is. That one's. What did your wife say when you said that?
Oh,
when you read that to her?
I think after I sent her that text, she didn't respond. So I sent an image of the word nomadic with our previous Basics wallet logo as the A. And I just kind of like showed her what it could look like. And then when it said nomadic, I think she said something like, I like that, or that looks good, or something. I can't remember what she said. I like it. I think they are all really good options.
Oh,
so supportive.
Super supportive. Have you followed up with her since? And have you said...
I should show her that text.
Yeah.
She'd probably laugh now.
She was like, I didn't want to tell you, but Lixra was terrible.
The elixir of life. Yeah, it's like you're drinking something you shouldn't be.
That's funny. Lixra. And both you and Jacob were like, yeah, nomadic. Or was there some argument? Was there some negotiating?
They were all for nomadic. I was struggling with the name because the week we were supposed to use that as the name of the company, I couldn't remember it for the life of me. I'd be like, what was the name? I know it has like to do with nomad, but I couldn't remember like, what is it? Like I couldn't recall it to memory. And so because it was hard for me to remember, I was like, no, none of our customers are going to be able to remember.
No one's going to know.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to remember Lixra. No one will remember.
You'll never forget Lixra.
I will never forget Lixra. I feel like I want to start an LLC just to have that.
That domain might be available still. If you're looking.
Guarantee that's available right now.
Oh, that's good.
It feels like someone was kind of like let's throw this name out there. So what was the deal with 7 letters or less?
It just was like after 7 letters, it's such a long name. You know, you don't want like some 15-letter word that you're trying to pronounce. I don't know. I think it was just brand. Simplicity for a brand. It was like, we want to own it. We want it to feel clean. We want it to be simple.
Yeah. All of those things. You achieved all of those things. Okay. So going through all of this, the way that you're telling the story, it kind of sounds like win. You know, we're wallets, we're planners, we're bags, and we just keep raising money and we just keep producing all of these great things and solving problems. But what were the challenges that you faced going through all of this?
Well, I did talk you through the fatal flaws. So there were some challenges there. I literally thought we'd lose our business. I talked you through the lawsuit with the notebook, which at the time seemed like such a big deal. It was like, all we do is make wallets and notebooks, and they're all basics. How are we going to get past this? At the time, I was like, we're not going to be able to like survive. And when we changed to Nomatic, like people aren't going to remember us. They're not going to recognize us anymore because we're basics. Like in my mind, basics was such a big name that I couldn't see the future to be like, we're going to be bigger as Nomatic.
So when you're describing it to me, it feels to me like, those are just business. Those are just obstacles that you have to overcome. But in the moment, it sounds like it was much more.
No, they were big. Yeah. I would say even Nomatic, we faced some pretty big challenges. So there's a company in Europe called Nomad.
Uh-huh.
And they felt like our brand was reasonably confusing with theirs, Nomatic and Nomad. So they sued us for a lot of money. And we decided to fight them on it. And we're like, let's see who wins. And we quickly backed down after learning they had won like 85 different lawsuits around this name. And every brand you can think of, like North Face, Patagonia,
they can't
Goal
have
Zero.
anything.
Anyone that's launched a Nomad line or Nomad anything in Europe has gotten a cease and desist from these guys. And it's owned by a couple of lawyers that make a lot of money.
You know what Shakespeare said about the lawyers?
No.
First, kill all the lawyers.
Anyway, so actually I should say like Nomatic hasn't, switching to Nomatic, I said it had 0 trademarks. That's true in the US. In Europe, Nomad was reasonably confusing. They go in, I guess in Netherlands, they go off the first 3 or 4 letters of the word. And that's where they put the weight in these type of lawsuits. Ours was reasonably confusing. So we ended up backing down. We changed our name in Europe to GoMatic with a G. So for the last 3, maybe 4 years, we've been operating in Europe under the name GoMatic with a G. Until this year, we finally got them on the phone, got Nomad on the phone and said, we need to settle this. We can't build 2 brands at once. This isn't going to work. And we paid them a lot of money to get the name back in Europe.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So now we're a worldwide brand. We own the trademark everywhere, and we're legal to actually everywhere but Benelux. We can't sell into Benelux.
So looking back on that issue that you had to go through, do you think that would you do that again, or would you say,
would I have that issue again?
Well, I'm saying,
how would we go about that?
Yeah, would you say because the way it turned out, it's the right thing, or would you say nope? We should just stay GoMatic and Nomatic.
Nope, it's a really good question, and the reason it's a good question is because we would have gone about it very differently. We went into that thinking, like, who do these guys think they are? Like, we can use Nomatic, let's go. And that was the wrong approach. If I just like called them up or gotten on a plane and just flew out there and said, let's have lunch together, let's talk like normal humans and figure this out. Without lawyers, we wouldn't have had to pay the hundreds of thousands of dollars we put into lawsuits and all that. So we definitely went about it the wrong way. I think we could have settled earlier, way earlier, and we wouldn't have had all the drama of having to build GoMatic for 2 or 3 years and sell 2 separate products with 2 different names. It was a nightmare. Of course, COVID was a huge issue we faced. We're a travel brand. There was lockdowns.
People
Nobody's buying travel bags during a lockdown. Sales literally dropped by 60% overnight. It was like March 12th to March 14th. We literally just watched our Shopify sales like more than cut in half.
Wow.
Like crap. We're going to go out of business. So that was a massive thing we overcame. So we've definitely had our issues as we've gone. It hasn't been all smooth sailing.
What was the pivot when travel was stopped?
So I'll trace this back, and I don't take credit for this, and I don't think Jacob would either, but like we're both God-believing men. Late in the year 2019, we both felt sick to our stomachs that we were going in the wrong direction. We were trying to grow the brand as quickly as possible. That year, TSA announced you couldn't take batteries through TSA anymore. So big brands like, I think there was 2 or 3 brands that went out of business because they literally had batteries integrated into their luggage. And we had just launched luggage. So we're like, we're going to hit luggage so hard. Away got $1 billion valuation that year. The bag company.
Sure.
So we're like, all right, let's do it.
Wow.
We're going for $1 billion. And we buckled down. That year we grew as fast and as quickly as we could, poured a ton of money into it, but it was at the expense of debt. And got to the end of that year, and we're like, this is the wrong path. This is not good. We feel like we're trapped. We just signed with Deloitte to have some investment bankers try to raise a bunch of capital for us. It was this huge process where we were vetting a ton of different people, and we settled on them. We signed. Within like a week, Jacob and I were like, I can't sleep. This is not good. And we both said, we got to be profitable. We literally just did a 180. We parted ways with the president that was helping us grow at the time. We told Deloitte, sorry, we changed our minds. They luckily let us back away, and it was like no consequence there. And we literally just said, let's focus on being as profitable as possible. At the time we were developing a camera bag with Peter McKinnon, who's a YouTuber. The camera bag was just to hold camera equipment. It was his signature line. He had like 6 million YouTube subscribers, a lot of followers, a lot of push power. And we said, let's build the best camera bag we can. We'd been building this for a year and a half leading up to this point. COVID hits. Actually, rewind. I think November before COVID hit, we launched that camera bag. And it did really well. I think it raised 2.7 million on Kickstarter, and we ended up doing, I don't know, like 5 million in sales that next year during COVID. But because travel bags dipped off, the camera bag literally picked up all of the sales that our travel bags had lost because of all of these hobbyists picking up photography during the pandemic. Anyone who's trapped in their house, they were exploring new places. They were getting out of, wanting to get out in nature more, especially photographers. And we just caught this wave of photography for a year that saved us. And we paid off all of our debts from that one campaign. We literally had like $2 or $3 million of debt at the end of that year. We paid it all off with that campaign. And we went into that next year completely clean and clear, ready to face COVID. It was crazy.
Why camera bags? Like, I can see there's mass appeal for wallets. Everybody uses a wallet in some form. Like, probably everybody has a wallet. Okay. A planner especially in that period of time, like planners everybody had a planner. Everybody was using a planner, trying to keep organized. Well, lots of people.
Yeah.
And a really great travel bag. I mean, mass appeal. Like a camera bag seems so like limited. There's much more limited appeal for a camera bag. So why did you decide that was the right? What research told you that was the right way to go?
They had done well on Kickstarter. Just kidding. No, that is part of it.
Wait, is that true or not?
Yeah, that actually is true. That actually is true. There's a company called Peak Design that has successfully launched millions and millions of dollars worth of camera bags on Kickstarter, and they had crushed it every time. So we're like, there's definitely a market here. The question you asked though is why pivot to that? It is a very, very niche space, but in our minds, we're creating a bag for travelers who carry cameras. Like it wasn't much of a deterrent for us. It wasn't like we're making, bags for people that are setting up podcasts or something. Like it was more of like, let's create the best travel bag for cameras. But it was more of an opportunity where we went to lunch with Peter and he said to us, he's like, I've had Canon, Lowepro, like you name the company, they've approached me and said, I want to make a camera bag with you. And he's like, I want to do it with you guys. I bought multiple of your bags. They're amazing. I want you to make my camera bag. So that
you weren't making camera bags at this point.
No,
he's purchased several of the other bags.
He pitched us over lunch on it. We're
like, and so was he looking specifically for a camera travel bag, or was he just looking for a camera?
The best camera bag possible. Yeah. What is that? We built a travel bag first, and then we built an everyday bag for him as well. But the travel bag was the first launch. If I was to get into more of the nuances of that, we were going to set up a separate company with him. It was going to be just camera bags. We actually went through that process of like, what's the equity split here? How are we going to make this all work? When we got to the end of that, we realized, why are we creating a separate brand when we're going to be sending so much traffic to this bag company we've already created? Why can we not just put a camera bag on our website and do travel and camera? Like, can we not serve an audience of people who travel with cameras? Ultimately, our audience is movers and makers, is what we call them. It's someone who's building something. It's someone who is motivated, who's an entrepreneur or a hustler, or they're an executive and they're trying to grow and build something within their own world, right? Photographers, creators, those type of people fall perfectly into our demographic. It's just a very specific part of our demographic. So yeah, the question is a really good one. Why did we pivot to camera? I can't tell you that we had some specific reason other than just chasing an opportunity that was in front of us, and it paid like that in more ways than one. That was a huge win for us. Not only the revenue, like I think I told you we've raised probably between, for sure, over $5 million through crowdfunding camera bags now since then, but we've sold close to $5 or $10 million a year since launching that in 2019 on our website, and we're in over 200 different camera stores now. But here's the coolest part. People who carry cameras are creators. They make really good content and they take really good pictures. So we now have unlimited access to all of the user-generated content you can possibly imagine. Every single person that carries our bag is taking pictures as they travel and their bag is there with them the entire time. So now we have constant content flowing into our brand that we don't have to pay for. I mean, we can hook a photographer up with some gear and say, hey, here's a free bag. Do you want to take some pictures for us? Get really high quality images that are done by a photographer. Wow. Yeah.
In really cool places.
Awesome.
With your bag.
Awesome content.
Okay, so now are you a camera bag company?
No, we're a travel brand for movers and makers. Like we create some of the most functional products for people who live life on the move. That's our tagline, is life on the move. So if you're living life on the move, what that means to us is you're becoming the best version of yourself. You could be trying to live life on the move physically, socially, spiritually. There's a lot of different facets of everyone's life, and someone who's living a life on the move is someone who is just trying to create something.
The way that you say that could be anybody, right? Yeah. Like it's okay.
It's very broad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just more of how we define it. It's like, you look around and like, Solomon here could have a wallet in his pocket. That's ours, but he's not dressed like a business executive that you're going to see carrying a $500 roller luggage that we make out at the airport, right? Like we serve a person that believes in becoming the best version of themselves and in trying to just put themselves out there and create something. And so it's a little bit hard to nail down exactly like, this is our demographic, here's how we're going to target them. It's more of just like this idea. I don't want to compare to Apple. I hate comparing to Apple, but their Think Different campaign is very similar to what we're trying to do, which is we help people that are living life on the move. And if you think different, you get a Mac. Everyone like that gets a Mac feels that way. They're like, I want to do it differently, right?
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that, because there's some magic in that. If you carry around a Mac, then I think you probably kind of think differently of yourself, or maybe people see,
people see that.
And yeah, like, I'm feeling like, this marketing idea is when people purchase a nomadic product, it's a new way to define themselves, the way that they want to define themselves as
exactly
someone who's on the move, someone who's constantly improving. Rather than, no offense to the company, I'll name like, well, no, because it's the same thing. If you purchase an Eddie Bauer backpack, Eddie Bauer, there's this connotation of what Eddie Bauer means. And if you're purchasing that, you're probably purchasing into that thing. It may mean quality. It may be adventure. It may be, out in the cold with this backpack, whatever it is. But there's this persona that goes along with purchasing that product. Same thing with Nike and Apple. All of these great companies have created this brand where if you align with that brand, you're telling somebody about yourself.
Yeah.
Something about yourself.
Yep. The way we've described it is, if you see someone with a nomadic bag at the airport, you can walk up to them and say, what are you building? Or what are you doing to live life on the move? And that person, I guarantee they're going to tell you, I just broke the Utah record for the marathon. Or I'm flying to Dubai to fly these drones that I just love. Like, it's someone who is like got these crazy, unique passions, and they're all in, they're building something amazing, something incredible. And that's kind of the idea, is like, I want to see more people like that carrying our gear, and people that carry our gear, if you interview them, you'll just be so surprised to find that they're all just like such fascinating people. And it doesn't matter if they're a doctor, like, or a photographer. It's like, we make products that will help you live life on the move.
Tony Finau is a guy who should be carrying nomadic.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Does it deter people from purchasing nomadic? I mean, what if I'm a guy that's like, I'm not really a mover and a shaker, and I don't think I qualify to buy a nomadic bag?
I think that's fine. I don't think you have to carry our bags if you don't want to. Like, I don't think we're the type that's like going to force anyone to do that. I would say, if you don't feel like you're that type, you're probably not, because people that are like hustling, it's like, I want to make a difference. Like, I want to create something. But also, we have products that are pretty simple, like a wallet. I call that the gateway drug, because you use it and you're like, I'm not really a bag snob, or I don't need like those really expensive high-end black bags you make, but I'll buy a $20 wallet, and then you start using it, and
you're
like,
hooked.
Wait a minute, this is actually really functional. I wonder what their backpacks feel like to use. And then all of a sudden you realize you are that person, and you really want it because it has these unique functions that do exactly what you want.
Okay, let me ask you about that. Let's say someone like me is like, I kind of align with that. And I think I should be pulling around a nomadic bag like that. That is what I want to portray. And then when I get the bag and I start messing around with it, do I then also have a feeling of, wow, this really is different, higher quality, whatever it is. There's something different about the product.
Usually when they first get it, that's the first thing they notice is quality and durability. Like, every time out of the box, they're like, wow, this is way more quality and durable than I expected. Because most of the time you buy something and you're like, it's not going to meet my expectations, but I hope it's good. This is the type of thing where you pull it out and you're like, wow, okay, great build. When it comes to like, do I love this bag? They have to use it first. Most of the time people aren't like, oh, this is exactly what I want. They can't just like imagine in their brain, like putting all of their different things into all the different compartments. It's more like, in fact, sometimes that stresses them out. Sometimes they'll open up and be like, this has way too many pockets, or this has like too many zippers. I don't even know how to get in the bag. These are the type of things we've had people say, like, I don't even know how to open it. And so it's very functional. It's on like this side of function. If this is a design and function, like we're over here. And so, so sometimes people get a little bit like, I don't know if I'm going to like this, but then they pack it out, they use it, and then they fall in love and they become evangelists. Our number one return, like at the post-purchase survey, our number one thing is word of mouth. People absolutely love our brand and they love to evangelize it after they've used it and experienced it, which is a huge win for us. Not something we planned on, just the fact that we made awesome products and it resonated with people. So that's been a huge win. But yeah, that's a really good question, is like, how do people feel? How do they perceive our brand? And then how do they feel when they get it? I saw a post 2 days ago on LinkedIn where this guy said, I've been using Nomatic for a couple of years. I decided I don't need all these pockets and features. And so I went to a different bag. And he said, after 1 day of using that other bag, I was like, what did I do? And he had to switch all of his stuff back. So that's another testament to me to be like, if someone leaves our brand, they're also like, oh, I actually had it really good. The grass isn't greener over here. I thought I would like the simplicity, but I actually really liked the system I had. So yeah, I would say the product has definitely been a huge win for us.
What is the likelihood if someone purchases NOMATIC one time that they will purchase again?
Oh, I don't know that data. I know like we don't have a very high lifetime value of a customer. Unfortunately, we make bags that last
too long,
a lifetime. So you spend $300 one time, and then you're like, I'm going to never need a bag again for the rest of my life. So we've tried to upsell people on new products. Of course, you've got like packing cubes and, toiletry bags, things you can tack on. And so typically our customers, they'll go through this path where they'll buy a bag, and then they usually buy like one or two additional accessories, and usually nothing else at that point. But we do have like customers who have like way too many bags, It's like, I don't even have that many bags in and I make those.
Then
so
you have the whole warehouse full.
So that's sometimes happens. But yeah, the product life cycle for customers is interesting. We launched apparel last year. We make just functional travel apparel, but it also works for every day. So we have pants, joggers. These are the joggers and a t-shirt. And then we have a jacket. And then this year we're going to drop 5 new styles of apparel. And so this has changed our business because the average order value is the complete opposite. Someone will come in and they'll buy one t-shirt, one pair of pants, and then they'll try them on and come back and buy 5 colors of t-shirt.
They need the whole
3 new pairs of pants. Like literally their first checkout's like $100, $200. Their second checkout's like $500, and it's all apparel. So for us, that's been a huge win.
Yeah.
So helped kind of round out our mix of product offering.
What next? So what do people use when they're traveling? I mean, it feels like very much like people on the go, moving around, traveling. This is built for travel. Obviously the luggage, the camera bag. Okay, so what else do people use when they're traveling that you can produce that's aligned? I mean,
well, am I allowed to ask you questions? Is that okay?
Tess,
I've just been getting drilled over here.
Tess, wait, Tess, did you not give him the agreement? Like, didn't he have to sign that?
Supposed to get a certain number of questions in, probably.
I'm pretty sure there's no questions.
How much can you bench again? I think that was one of the questions I'm supposed to ask, right? It's like, no, I'm just kidding.
I don't want to brag, but it's a lot.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Okay.
Because I haven't answered your question, which is I can tell you all the different products we're going to make, and they're all based around travel. If we were to get into another niche segment, so we got into camera bags, you showed some resistance to this idea of like, why would you have done that?
A camera bag?
Yeah.
Well, I don't take pictures outside of a picture on my phone.
You're not a photographer.
I'm not a photographer. I think there's something kind of cool about it, but I also don't want to carry a camera. I don't think.
Unless you did it for a profession or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Let me ask you this. What would you think if Nomatic created like the ultimate gym bag?
I love it.
How is that different than camera?
I have, because I go to the gym, like I have 6 gym bags, but I only use one. That's not true.
Would you ever travel with?
That's not true. I have different sizes of gym bag. So, I've traveled with duffel. Are you talking about the same, like a duffel bag versus a gym bag?
I'm just
or
curious
the same thing?
How people view their gym bag. Like, is it something where it's like, no, it's for every day, and I would never take it on a plane? Or if they could think in their mind, like, what if I bought a gym bag that was perfect for the gym, but guess what? It also is like an amazing travel bag when I take my gym stuff out. Or if I keep some small amount of gym stuff for when I'm traveling and put other stuff in it.
The gym bag is not functional enough to travel. For me.
Not Nomatics.
Well, the gym bags that I own.
Yeah.
And I like them. I mean, but I have a gym bag.
Okay.
A couple gym bags that's where.
Duffel style always or backpack?
No, duffel. Always duffel. I mean, duffel's cooler to go to the gym with a duffel bag.
Throw it on the floor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a duffel bag, definitely. And so I have a couple duffel bags. I guess I wish, like, I would like my gym bag to be a little cooler. I mean, I think that's what I would say about it. Like, because all gym bags, okay, I'm giving you the standard gym bag. It's like the Cordura, whatever that material is. They're all made out of the same thing. And you know, they have the strap, and some of them have the shoe compartment and stuff like that. And maybe they have one zipper on the outside, and maybe they have a zipper on the inside so you can store your wallet and a watch and things like that. But I would like to have an upgraded gym bag with a few, I guess, more organizational features and feel like it was a higher quality. But some of that gets into maybe it's just an expense, like incorporating leather, I think would be really interesting.
That is interesting.
In a gym bag. So, but I wouldn't like, and so if you're talking now a duffel bag, it's kind of the same thing. It's functionally, it's just like a big, it's a big compartment. So everything goes in the same space. You can't really separate things out, but it's convenient. But if I'm putting that if I'm checking that baggage, I'm not putting it up above. And I never do, by the way. I always check baggage. I only bring one backpack on the plane, never put something in the overhead. So although I would want like a nice high quality leather duffel bag for that experience, I'm not going to send that as checked luggage.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
So, I don't know if I've answered your question, but all of a sudden now you have me thinking about all of these different qualities.
Premium gym bags.
Duffel gym bag.
If we were to launch it with an influencer, like let's say like Chris Bumstead or someone that's like Mr. Olympia or some big name in the fitness space, would you be more or less likely to buy it?
It depends on the individual. For me. So like the people that you named, I'm sure that hits a demographic that would be like, whoa, I want to
recognize bodybuilder in the world right now.
Okay. So for me, I would say something more like if
Chris Williamson,
if Fred Couples.
I don't know who Fred Couples is.
Well,
maybe I do.
Tony Finau would know Fred Couples. Fred Couples maybe has the most highly regarded swing in the game of golf.
Okay, he's a golfer.
Yeah. Or if
he's, I'm not trying to be mean. He's kind of old.
He's my generation. What did you just say?
Maybe it's just his gray hair. I don't know.
Solomon,
how old is he?
You can edit this. Like, he's older than I am. I mean, he's retired. He's a golf Hall of Famer. Okay, I'll give you someone who you would know. If Ricky Fowler or if Bryson DeChambeau is carrying this stuff, like that's who I would consider an influencer. If Charlie Hall, now she's a female golfer also.
Would you see them launching a gym bag?
Bryson, absolutely. Yeah, you know the story of
Yeah.
Bryson DeChambeau. Like he turned himself into the Hulk, and then he's kind of trimmed down now. But yeah, I could see him carrying a gym. I could see Tiger Woods carrying a gym bag.
He's actually really good. He would actually be really good. Now that you say that, because he already has that demographic. Like, have you seen his series on TikTok?
Yeah.
Where he's hitting balls over his house.
Yes,
Whatever. So
of course. Yeah,
very, very sociable. He's got a really good face. I think I need to get in touch with him. If anybody knows him, hit me up.
I know a guy who knows him.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll talk to you about it.
You can talk to him. You just met him. Tony Finau.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll text him.
Tony, it was really cool meeting you today. Can you hook me up with
hook me up with Bryson. Yes. Hope Tony's watching this. He's never going to see this.
So you're asking about influencers, but it's generational. Like my generation, the influencer thing is a little bit different. Like I don't think I'm unique in my generation, but I don't pay much attention to TikTok and social media for that. I use all of those platforms for news.
Yeah.
Like it's not whoever
Okay. So not more or less likely, but the reason I asked about the gym bag is because it's our number one requested product right now.
is a gym bag.
Yeah. And diaper bags, gym bags. So what we're working on right now is rounding out the line of bags that we haven't created already. So before we move to like something bigger, like car carry or a nomadic airlines, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
We're going to first we'll hit things like a gym bag. We're going to make an entire line of bags for women, which I'm extremely excited about because all of the bags we made to date have been too big and bulky. Mm-hmm. Our demographic is like 85% male because of we design products that we would use personally. Mm-hmm. So it's really tricky for us to like design something that would be flattering for a woman. So this line is awesome. And we're partnering with some big names to launch that next year.
Amazing.
So that's been a lot of fun to work on.
Yeah.
So we'll try to get into the women's space a little bit. I'm guessing we'll do women's apparel as a follow-up to that because we already make men's travel apparel. Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love the idea of travel apparel. One of my favorite things to travel in, I don't know if you've seen, it's kind of like the t-shirt material, but it's the long sleeve hoodie. Mm-hmm. That's we're
designing one of those right now, actually.
It's my favorite thing. All of a sudden I have
Which brand is your favorite?
In my closet.
What's your favorite, like your go-to travel hoodie like that? Do you know what the name of it is?
There's a brand called I think it's called 2 Under. Do you know this brand? T2 UNDR.
This isn't the like Costco brand, is it?
No.
Oh, I'm thinking of like 32 below or something.
Yeah, that might be the Costco brand. No, that's one. Johnny makes one that's super.
Write these down.
That's super comfortable.
I'm in design mode. That's why I'm asking right now. What was the name of that first one?
2 Under. I think it's the number 2 UNDR.
Okay. And then the second one was Johnny O.
But here's the other thing. It's like a bunch of golf brands make these particular hoodies. Lots of people make these hoodies, but I always end up with the golf brand. So
they're very common.
Peter Millar makes one. Travis Matthew makes one. Grayson makes some similar thing. So
yeah.
But that's kind of my go-to thing. And I use that for travel. I wear that to the gym every time I go. After a workout, I have that on. If I'm going out casually, I put it is my go-to.
So. That's we're definitely designing that right now. That's going to be a big product for us. And our apparel is the same way as our bags, where we try to add some kind of piece of function that's unique, that makes it really cool. So
I'll tell you.
What's the feature you want?
A zippered pocket.
We got it. We just talked about it today, actually. Adding a little zipper pocket under the side over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Because those things, and I mean, sometimes it comes with the front pocket, like a
hoodie,
regular hoodie, which is okay. But if it doesn't have that, then there's not. It's just there's nothing. There's nowhere to put anything.
Well, we're on the same wavelength here. You should come design products with us. It sounds like.
Is that an offer? I mean, should we negotiate this right here?
No, we just hired a designer, so I
could do it on the side. I'm happy to be a consultant.
There you go. That's a better way to do it.
I could fit a different demographic for you. You know, the older person,
the
senior demographic,
65 and older.
I know where I'm starting to people are starting to ask me if I get a discount at like movie theaters and stuff. And just out of pride, I don't take it.
Life's weird,
I'm not
right?
taking it. Right.
I mean, you were in my shoes just
for 30 years,
3 years ago.
Just a mere 30 years ago, I was sitting where you are. Some old guy. I was like, that guy is so old.
Just so you know, I don't feel that way. You feel very like hip and you got a good vibe. So
thanks. Thank you. I'm going to tell you one thing that don't take this the wrong thing. It is also a generational thing. I don't wear joggers. I can't do it. I can't wear them. I want, like, what you're describing is what I want. I typically wear like golf gear when I'm traveling because that's kind of the most comfortable. I would love to have specific travel gear and the stuff that you're wearing, but here's the thing about travel gear. I can't tell or how useful it is. I have to be able to carry a phone and a wallet and probably something else in my front pocket. And the travel gear can't be so lightweight. It has to be lightweight and comfortable. It can't be so lightweight that these things are like weighing it down and it looks funny.
Yep. It's a funny thing you say that you don't like joggers because I actually brought some for you today, but I'm going to give them to Solomon over there because he likes joggers.
Look at Solomon. That's a guy who wears joggers.
Exactly. I'm going to give them to him. But if you need some gear too, we can get you set up.
I do. Here's what I was going to ask you, actually. I'm sorry. I'm probably jumping all over the place. This is how these conversations go.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. And if there's something that you want to talk about, then just say, hey, we should talk about this. And we can go down that path. I was going to ask you about this because I travel regularly. I've been on the road twice already this 2 weeks in a row already this month, and I'm going out again next week. And so I have the stuff that I use, and some of it
use to me.
Is that a generational thing?
Did I hit you on the head with that one?
Yeah, it's one of the things that I do.
Okay, let me just tell you this.
It's one of
I don't dog people for using Toomey. It's a great brand. It's very expensive, obviously.
Very.
Right?
Yeah.
Way overpriced. But listen, we have people every day making posts and comments saying, I ditched my Toomey for Nomatic and I've never been happier. Because some people are calling us the Toomey killer because we're a functional, reasonably priced version of what they created, which is a really high quality bag that functions awesome. Mm-hmm. But our core customer, we believe, doesn't actually care about like status. Mm-hmm. They'd rather be recognized as like someone who's responsible and made a good choice because it was a good financial decision, and they're a smart person because they value function over fashion.
Yes. Well, I would put myself in that category, and Toomey, because I mean, I purchased these things a long time ago and they're still like, they still function really well. They're durable. It's durable
great
stuff.
bag. Not complaining about the brand. I think they've done an incredible job.
There are but when I pack in those things, there's stuff about them. I'm like, I wish I had this. And they also have things that are completely non-functional on their bags. Like I never use.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out excuses to use some of this stuff. So I would love to have a bag that would replace the Toomey travel experience that I have. So if you're telling me that's the
I've
deal
seen it before.
Well,
and if you're willing to give up your status as a Toomey carrier, because it is a I've made it. Like that's literally the brand they built. Is if you buy Toomey, you've made it. And that's the brand they tried to build. And it's like, when I own a Toomey, then I know that I've made it as a business professional.
I want quality. Sometimes the name, like quality comes along with the name. So there's this mix of quality and status.
Yeah, I could see that. But I would say Toomey basically doubled the price for the quality you're getting. In other words, our bag's $400, their bag's $800. You can spend $400 and get one that's just as quality.
I could buy 2.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to figure this out. Do I come to the warehouse? I mean, I need to see this stuff in action.
So we're in Dillard's. So if you wanted to like see one in person, there's Dillard's locations. Let's see. We also I guess this is a big announcement that we should talk about. NOMATIC is going into Costco's. So we're doing a big test, 100 stores. We're going in this week. So within the next
Locally?
2 weeks, yeah.
Okay.
The next 2 weeks, you can walk through Costco and see NOMATIC there.
Amazing.
So awesome.
Good for you. Okay. We're not done yet. How much time do you have? Can you give me like 15 more minutes?
Yeah, I'm good.
That's all right. All right.
I haven't even checked my watch, so I'm free.
Perfect.
Just go hang out with Tony after this.
We should. Let's do that. When you're making decisions now, okay, you started the company making decisions based on
what did well on Kickstarter.
What did well on Kickstarter? Okay, is your decision making process any more sophisticated now than it was way back?
Just a little bit.
Like, okay, so tell us about that. Tell us about that process.
So Kickstarter helped us see the value of getting user feedback and networking with the people that were actually going to buy your products. Because they were giving us that feedback and we were making those changes live. So what we've done is we've kind of amplified that. So we'll simulate it by sending out surveys. Like the obvious one is you send surveys to your customers. It's very easy, but we'll ask very specific questions and we motivate them with whatever, gift cards or whatever to say, hey, help us dial in this detail. Like we're trying to create a gym bag. What do you take with you to the gym? How often do you go to the gym? When you go to the gym, what type of exercises are you doing? Like we get very specific on these surveys and we dial that information into to understand truly who our core customer is and what type of gym bag we should make for that core customer. Then phase 2 is we start doing research with other brands. So I'll literally buy the best ones that already exist on the market. I take them and I dissect them and I say, what here is good, what is bad. I'll actually use them. I'll use our competitors' products day to day and I'll say, this is a really cool feature. This is awesome, but they did it wrong. We need to flip it upside down or whatever. And we take all these tweaks, we combine it into what we think is the best travel bag. And we do that by talking to people, by asking, hey, what type of gym bag? You want leather on? All right, let's figure out how we can integrate leather into this. So then the next phase is getting a prototype. When we get the prototype, this is when the real research begins, which is we start doing in-house focus groups. So we'll do between 2 and 4 different focus groups where I'll actually pull real humans that are exercising at the gym every day with a gym bag, and they'll bring their gym bags with them fully loaded. And we have them take it all apart, repack it in our bag. Would you use this? How would you want to change it? Get all that feedback, make some revisions. Next prototype comes, do it all again. Next prototype comes, do it all again. We go through this process until we get to a point where I'm confident and I can say, every person that's used this gym bag absolutely loves it. If they don't, it's because of X, Y, and Z, and they're not our customer. And this is who we're building this bag for. And so we go through this vicious cycle, sometimes up to 10, 20 different prototypes until we get it right. Testing materials, testing colors. You know, we are very particular about all of those little details. Like someone will just take a bag out of China and throw their logo on it and call it good. We're the type that's like, I'm literally changing how many times they bar tack that specific stitch to make sure that it's strong enough because we're loading it with 50 pounds and jerking it and dropping it and saying, okay, what if someone actually puts dumbbells in this thing and we throw it off the roof? Like literally we're doing all of that. We're loading it with sandbags and doing crazy tests, hitting stuff with sledgehammers, like wild stuff you wouldn't normally think to do. Heating it up, cooling it down. You name the tests, we've done it. And we test it under all these circumstances to say, can it perform? And then once it checks all the boxes, or at least it's like, okay, this is good enough. If we go any further, we're going to have to charge like $1,000 for this thing. So let's scale it back a little bit and get it to where it's actually in our customer's price point. So sometimes we get to that point, then we kind of take the Elon Musk approach and just strip it back to like, okay, what is like the only necessary things? We get to that. And then at that point, we release the product. So yeah, it's a very... I've documented this process one time for how we develop products, and we wrote it all out, and it started becoming like excessive. It was like 40 pages long or something. I'm like, okay, this is like, it's a lot. So we definitely take it seriously, but I would say the majority of the time it's us just putting something through the paces and not being afraid to like just keep testing and keep changing and to think outside the box and how it's designed.
Yeah. Have you ever run over
Oh yeah.
with a vehicle?
Yeah.
Have you been driving the vehicle?
Yeah. If you look at our Instagram feed, you'll see me running a blue truck over our luggage and showing how it didn't crack.
Really?
Yeah.
What has been your favorite product that you've created?
Oh, that's a really hard question.
That they're all like your babies.
Yeah. It's kind of like, which is your favorite child question, you know?
Do you have an answer for that? Here's the thing. Everybody does.
It's always the third. I'm just kidding. Third childs are always the favorite.
You know Charles Barkley? Hey, you know what? You know Charles Barkley. If Charles Barkley was carrying one of your things, that would be appealing to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I love Charles Barkley.
Oh,
Charles
okay.
Barkley said, if you're a parent and you tell me that you don't have a favorite kid, you're lying.
That's funny.
That's one of the more mild things that he's said.
Let me put it this way. I definitely have a favorite product, and it's for a different reason than you'd think. So when we launched our first backpack, I'm a backpack guy, so I took a lot of time to make sure this backpack was going to be perfect. We were about to launch it, and Jacob comes up with this idea. He's like, why are we not launching a travel version of this that expands? And I was just like, it was such a simple idea. I was like, I don't know. Like, this bag we spent so much time designing this bag and making it perfect, and it expanded a little bit, but like, why not make it expand and be able to hold clothes and shoes and all this stuff? And we literally sent an email to our factory, said, you know, the backpack you just finished, like the prototype, you just finished making this, do it again, but just throw a zipper, an external zipper on the outside that expands the entire bag and gives access to this compartment. They sent a prototype back like 2 weeks later. We launched that on Kickstarter, and that bag has gone on to become our #1 bestseller by a massive margin. Like, it's like 30+% of our sales. 37% of our total volume is this one backpack.
Wow. That expands, and you can put clothes in it.
Yeah.
So you have your carry-on backpack.
So I love that product because we put our heart, blood, sweat, and tears into a bag, and then we literally designed that product in one afternoon because everything else was done, right, to that point. So just adding the zipper made an entirely new product, but it was twice as functional.
I have this experience with golf travel bags where we go to visit a partner or a customer, and we incorporate a round or two of golf. It's a fairly short trip. I mean, maybe it's one night, maybe it's 2 nights. And golf travel bags typically have extra room available, but not situated in a way where I can put my change of clothes or a 2-night trip. And I was just like last weekend searching for golf travel bag with compartment for
clothing.
I can't find it.
It's funny. You're not the first person to tell us that.
Really?
Yeah. We've actually had that feedback lots. One of our business partners, Joe Atkin, do you know Joe?
I don't. Wait.
Joe Atkin, he did Goal Zero Outlet.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. So Joe, he's given the same feedback. He's like, I just stuff all my clothes in these golf bags and I just travel with that. Like, why not? And so I wouldn't say it's out of the question. In fact, our #1 designer right now, his name is David Bradley. He worked at Ogio for 15 years designing all of their golf equipment. So it's not out of the question that NOMATIC could release some form of golf travel.
Well, it is travel.
It would be a niche, but just like photography or gym, we may get into that in the future.
Yeah.
But it would be when we're rounding out that product.
Now that you're best friends with Tony Finau, I think it's something you should consider I mean, at least consider it. Right?
I don't think he's even texted me back yet at this point. I need to check my phone.
Did you text him?
Well, yeah, he's like, just give me your number and I'll let you know. Cause I was like, hey, we can get you more bags. Like, is there someone that you can put me in touch with? Cause I want to be like, hey, what's your number, dude? He's like, I'll just give you my number. So then I just texted him and then I don't think he's responded. So I'm just saying I'm not that cool cause he hasn't like even acknowledged that I exist yet. You know?
Listen, you are that cool, but he's probably responding to like,
he was with his son at lunch. It's like, probably spend some family time. Like,
he's a family guy.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure he's focused on what he's doing.
I'm just going to give you a likely scenario. You have sent him a text message. And Bryson DeChambeau has sent him a text message.
Ooh. He's probably going to respond to me first.
He's probably, or Tiger Woods said, hey, Tony, let's go hit the back nine.
Yeah.
You know, and
my jet will be there.
Hey, Tony, I'm in Utah because I'm designing a golf course up at Marcella. Let's go check it out. And he's like this, love it, Tiger, but I got to get back to my guys.
Yeah. We got to get Tony to watch this. Like, spam the comments with, Tony, where are you? Tony, please watch.
Can we do that? Solomon's like a genius.
Yeah.
We can do that. Solomon's newly married as well. You should congratulate him. He's a good guy.
The advice I always give is what you do in the first, 3 to 6 months of marriage should be what you plan to do for the rest of your marriage,
Oh, what you do? Yeah, I think I would agree with
vice versa. Like what your wife is doing, you should ask her, like, should I expect this for the, and don't do that.
Don't do that. So yeah, try that tonight.
That's bad advice.
Solomon, walk in, guns a-blazing. Well, should I expect this when I'm,
my book was hoping, the book I was writing, that I'll probably finish at some point and send to you with the signed copy with Tony Finau and my signature next to each other.
Tony Finau will probably write the foreword.
Probably. By then we'll be best friends. So I think if I could take the business principles and apply them to partnership in life, like there's actually a ton of crossover there and a ton of value you can draw from business lessons that I've learned throughout the years that have made me a way better husband than I was 10 years ago.
You and I are on the same wavelength right now, because when you said, to Solomon, whatever you're doing the first 3 to 6 months of your marriage, that's what you should do for the rest of your life. I was just going to say to you, is that also a business principle?
No. I was just saying, don't set expectations high by like doing the dishes every single night. And then like 3 to 6 months from now, be like, I don't want to do this the rest of my life. And then you always make her do them or something, like just saying, just set expectations right. Unless you want to change. I don't know, I guess.
This is a good time to transfer over to the 3 random questions segment of what kind of expectations did your wife have of you when you got married?
You know what? I talked about Jacob being a great business partner.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing you can't measure is how your wife is going to be when you go and start a business, or vice versa. If a woman goes and starts a business, how is her husband going to respond to that? Like, you can't predict that. When you're dating a person, I can't be like, I want to be an entrepreneur and you better buck up and be along for the ride. Like, that's not going to happen. That's not going to go over well. I got so lucky. Amy, my wife, is the most supportive person. She has been like, she is my sounding board when I'm like struggling and cannot get past something in my head, or I'll just vent to her. And she always just like listens and has the best advice. And so for me, like behind a lot of the big decisions at NOMATIC, Amy is the reason that a lot of those things have happened. And I would say I didn't really interpret it this way until later, but her dad was an entrepreneur and his entire life fought to build something.
Mm-hmm.
And she saw that. Mm-hmm. She saw what that did to their relationship, to everything. And so I would just say my wife has been extremely supportive and understanding in more ways than I could have ever hoped for. And that's been one of the biggest blessings.
That is. So you're saying like she knew she was going to marry an entrepreneur, and so she just set the expectations low.
I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Did she grow up in Utah also?
Yeah.
Which part?
East Mill Creek.
And did you guys know each other growing up at all?
No, we met on a study abroad to Jerusalem, actually, through BYU.
How nice.
Yeah. we met in the Salt Lake City airport. My best friend actually introduced me to her. It's like, hey, meet Amy. I've been talking with this girl who's going to be on the program with us. And I'm like, hi, Amy. And then my mom was there with me. She met Amy.
Oh, no.
And
did mom get involved right away? Was your mom like...
Well, at first, I was like, she's like, oh, you know, like the first call after, like a week later, she's like, how's Jerusalem? It's like, it's awesome. How's that Amy girl? I'm like,
Mom's
Mom,
always no.
She's just a friend. Like, she's just one of the girls. There's literally 60 girls here. Like, why do you keep asking about Amy? Like, kept asking about Amy. And when I got back from that trip, I was like, if there's anyone from this experience that I would even want to consider dating, probably be Amy. I asked her out that week, and then we got married a year from the day we met.
No way.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? Mom's intuition.
It's nuts.
It's like, yeah.
My wife will never admit this. She's probably gonna be mad at me for telling you this, but like when she saw me coming down the elevator, she had the thought, I'm gonna marry that guy.
No, she didn't.
Yeah.
Are you making this up?
Nope. 100%.
What is Amy's favorite nomadic?
But she says that she has weird thoughts like that all the time, and that it's not real. That she just would like, she just like pushes it under the rug, like, oh, it wasn't a real thought. I'm like, it actually happened, so it was real. Like,
yeah, so it was real.
Yeah.
So does she have thoughts like that about lots of different things, circumstances? You mean like something
Just
happened?
anything. Yeah.
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 Intuitive.
She's very intuitive.
Okay, what is her favorite product?
The one she uses the most currently is a tote, a collapsible tote. So we made a tote bag that collapses down like this big, you know? But she uses it, like she has 2 or 3 of them that she uses for different things. Yeah. She loves them. They're very like, it's a very small minimal product that we made, but she just like grabbed onto it and likes them. Or maybe it's just because I brought them home and forced her to use them.
Yeah. Amy, use this. Okay.
How it goes.
If you could live in any other historical era, what would it be? Or who would you be?
One thing you should know about me is I appreciate history for what it is, but I'm not a scholar. Like, I could care less what date something happened or those type of things. Like, if I'm going to go to a city, for example, like if I go to a new city to explore and travel somewhere.
Don't say it.
I could care less.
This is going to be very challenging for our friendship.
That's fine. Because guess what? The best friends are actually different. There's one thing I've learned about partnership. If we're exactly the same, this friendship will never work. No, but I don't care. Like, for whatever reason, I think it was like some PTSD from school of like having to learn facts and stuff where I'm just like, my brain doesn't work like this. But like experiencing the culture as it exists today, for me, that's everything. So like going and actually sitting with real humans, interacting with them, speaking their language, eating their food, listening to their music, that for me is history, where it's like I'm experiencing what exists right now. And that for me is way more important than like in 1492, they dumped
Chris Columbus crossed the ocean blue.
Exactly.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
See, so you retained something.
There's something up there, I'm sure.
We're not sure what it is at the moment, but there's something. Like, come on.
So wait, what was I didn't even answer your question. What was the question?
The question was what time period would you like to live? And I guess it's the present for you. You'd like to live now and experience everything.
I do like now, but I also have a knack for like weird, what would you even call them? Like skills, like useless skills is the perfect word for it.
Yeah. Useless knowledge, useless skills. Okay.
Yeah. I like little stuff I can pick up on really fast.
Skill wise, such as
mostly physically, like anything physical, I'm able to like get really good at it really fast, and then I kind of plateau quickly. So I'm never going to be like in the NBA, but like picking up a basketball, that kind of thing was easy for me, or water sports or whatever it is. Like anything with the body, I can pick up really fast. And with the mouth or like language and other things too, for whatever reason, comes quick. But I always feel like that my personality of like inventing and working with my hands and like being creative and all of these weird skills could have been like really well served in a different time period. Like, I don't know, like I do kind of have like this hunter gather like deep inside of me where I'm like, if I was like making my own arrows and trying to like provide for a family, like I think I would do pretty good.
You'd be the best.
Yeah. The little stuff of like survival and like just figuring out how to like hack little like ways to keep water or different things like that. Like I would be inventing the weird like contraption that filters the water or does something to like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like,
you know who else did that?
Who?
Stuff like that? Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah. Benjamin Franklin's good.
Okay. So there we go. You would be Benjamin Franklin.
Maybe in the Industrial Revolution.
Colonial times.
His history, I don't know when he was. I have no idea what year Benjamin Franklin was.
Don't worry,
on the earth.
We can edit this.
I'm okay if you don't. People can know my true colors.
Oh. I love that. Okay, so maybe I should have asked you, like, if you could do anything else other than being the travel luggage experience guru, what would you be?
I would be a man that makes things out of wood. Probably a carpenter. Yeah, I'd probably just work with my hands, creating something. Maybe filming it and editing it, because I love like the creative side that exists physically, but I also love the digital creation too. Like, I don't know. It probably would be multifaceted.
Yeah. It sounds like you need to be on HGTV, like have your own show.
I don't know.
Like whittling.
Maybe I'll just sell nomadic and then start like build a big like woodshed in my backyard and just like make functional furniture and sell that or something.
Oh, yeah. I like that. Good for you. All right. Let's move on.
How's that?
That's great.
All right.
That's great. Okay. You've given us lots of interesting insight into running a business and starting a business and how you make decisions and partnerships. I think one of the things I really liked that you talked about is the experience that you had when you had to be GoMatic in Europe because of Nomad in Europe. And your takeaway was from that was, if we had just been people and interacted with each other and built a relationship, we probably could have come to some resolution that was much more meaningful for everybody.
Yeah. Early on, we actually did have a call with that guy from Nomad, and we got on the phone. We said, hey, we'd like to talk about working out some kind of agreement or royalty or something. And he said, that's it. That's why we got on this call today. And he kind of like played hardball a little bit. And I think that's what turned me off. And we should have just like, I don't know, we should have just pushed a little bit harder to be like, no, let's actually like talk about this. Can we fly out and meet you? Or can we like, you know, I don't know. If we'd gone a little bit more there, we would have been fine. But because of the pushback we got on that initial call, it just felt like a stone wall was up, and it was like, oh crap, we're gonna have to fight these guys.
And maybe you didn't have to. How meaningful are the relationships that you've built and that you build in your business life today?
I mean, obviously the people I interact with the most are our employees, and we've had a ton. Like, I look back over 10 years and we've employed almost 100 people, which is crazy to think about. And I guess my proudest, happiest thing about that is like, I can still text or call or any of those people and feel like I have a relationship with them. Not like I've burned bridges or anything like that. I mean, we've like fired some people and we've had some hard feelings for sure. But like, I don't know. I guess I definitely prioritize people over our, our business, which is like, we're not just building product, we're building humans. As part of that, we've built an entire ecosystem in our brand where we help our employees set goals that are outside of business. So we say, we want you to become the best version of yourself. Set a goal physically, set a goal mentally, set a goal spiritually, and set a goal socially, and we will pay you if you hit your goals. So we reward them with travel and say, you can earn up to $100 towards travel every month that you hit your goals. And we have this program called the Life Well Lived Challenge. Our employees participate in it, and we track it weekly, and they track these goals and try to improve themselves. And I think that's been the most valuable thing that we've done as entrepreneurs, not the product, because I've literally had employees come up to me and say, you literally saved my marriage. Or I have been on caffeine for so long. I was chugging Monsters. Like I'm finally like not addicted to that crap anymore. And I'm feeling so much better. Like people that have come to us and been like, I made these changes because you guys inspired me. And that for me is very rewarding to hear.
How did you come up with that program?
So, I mean, it was kind of, initially it was kind of like, there's really only so many categories. Like we explored financial, we explored all these other categories. We narrowed it down to those 4. And surprisingly, when we launched them, initially it was physical, mental, social, and I can't remember. It's been 5 or 6 years since we changed it, but we initially launched something else, and we found that this one goal category just felt like awkward. So we changed it to spiritual, which everyone can interpret however they want. But it's like, even if that means just doing yoga for you or just connecting with whatever you believe in, like connect with that, the earth or yourself or whoever, whatever. It doesn't have to be God or religion. So we have these goals, employees go and do them. The way we came up with it was just trial and error. It was like, here are the different categories that exist in our lives. Can we improve in all these categories? There really weren't that many other categories that I felt like were crucial for growth. I don't know. Kind of covered everything. Covers the mind, covers the body, covers the spirit, covers like your interactions with others.
Yeah. How do you keep yourself engaged on a daily basis? How do you keep yourself educated? Are there podcasts that you listen to? Are there books that you read? What are the things that you do kind of on a daily basis to keep moving forward, keep engaged, keep charged?
I found this habit tracker. It's not our planner. I wish I designed this. You've definitely heard of Atomic Habits. You've heard of James Clear.
Yeah.
He created a book that's a habit tracker book. Have you ever seen this one with the triangle on it?
I haven't.
It's called, this is called Baron Fig X James Clear. So it's just a notebook. It's got this little triangle thing. I wrote "Open Me" on the back because sometimes I just forget to track my goals. And when this is sitting on my desk, when I first get to my desk every day, I'm like, okay,
all right.
It's the first thing I do. Open it up. 1 line per day. This is really cool. So in 1 line, I write my entire day. So tomorrow, I'll write like as many of the details I want to remember from today, I'll write tomorrow on just 1 line. That's been really cool because when I started, I would go to write yesterday's stuff. I could hardly remember what I did yesterday.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that where you're like, someone's like, hey, what'd you do over the weekend? You're like, I literally can't remember what I did.
Idea.
What did I even eat for dinner last night? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
No, it's so true.
I started doing this. I've been doing it for 30 days now. At the end of the 30 days, I'm remembering stuff so much easier. Like my short-term recall is back, which is really cool. Because I'm like, okay, this is a muscle in your brain you can train. This is keeping me sharp. I like this tool a lot. I'm going to keep doing it. I may expand it a little bit. I just was getting so discouraged I would get to a point where I'd write 1 or 2 pages, and then the next day I'd go to make an entry, and if I didn't write like a full entry or like a full page at least, I'd feel like
thinking, oh, fail.
Yeah, and I've tried talking to a computer. I've tried typing. For me, pen to paper like always is better.
Yeah, I agree.
So this is really, you should try it like 1 line a day. It's pretty interesting. To-do lists. So I just crank like this is just, August. Like these are bigger to-dos that I have to do. I just write them all out and I just go checking them off. And then the last thing is habit tracking. So just, did I exercise? Did I journal? Did I read? That kind of stuff. I just make sure I'm just keeping up on it. For me, this has, even just in the last month, it's just
changed your life.
What you measure will accelerate. And if you measure it, it will improve.
Tell me how journaling has worked for you. It's a thing that I refuse to do.
Well, I journaled a ton on my mission. I filled up probably 8 to 10 journals in 2 years, full books. That was a really cool thing for the time because I was going through a lot of different soul searching and a lot of different things. Then since then, I probably filled up like 2 or 3 journals that was 2009 that I got home. So since 2009, I've filled 2 journals. And in 2 years, I'd filled like 8. So that shows how much I'm journaling. Hardly ever. It's like big experiences, things that's like, I cannot forget that just happened to me, or I need to make sure that my kids know about this, or whatever it is. Write those things down. But this 1 line a day thing, I may look back at that and be like, this is worthless. Like, why? What is this even doing? But I already found some interesting things, like my wife's grandpa died. And at his funeral, he specifically said, holding hands is everything. I mean, not at his funeral, he was dead. Someone specifically said,
did he speak at his own funeral?
He used to always hold his wife's hand.
Yeah.
And someone once asked him, why do you do that? And he said, holding hands is everything. And I wrote that down for that day, right? And I can't tell you how many times I've like forgotten or had to go, even in the last month. It's like, it seems like such a simple thing. Holding hands is everything. I'll remember that forever. Fast forward 5 days, and I bet you can't remember the phrase that we talked about on this podcast of holding hands.
Holding hands forever?
Exactly. So that practice of writing it down and then going back, now on the last 30 days, I'm going back and I'm actually like reading, okay, here's everything I've done in the last 30 days. It's pretty interesting. You start to see trends. You start to see where you're prioritizing certain things. You can even look and say, wow, I'm writing a lot about physical fitness right now. That must be a focus of my life, or I'm prioritizing this for some reason, or whatever that may be.
Does your wife feel the same way? Like holding hands is everything?
No, we're not very like, I wouldn't say we're very like publicly affectionate.
PDA.
Yeah.
But you know.
But we know we love each other, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can interpret it, but you know. If you know, you know. Isn't that a thing? If you know, you know?
I don't know. You should ask her. She probably is like, I wish you'd
stop
hold
bugging
my hand more.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Do you listen to podcasts?
Just yours. Yeah. No one else. No one else.
Because the Know Your Shit podcast is the most meaningful.
Yeah.
In your
Yep.
way.
Yep. Let's see. I don't listen to a ton of podcasts. I did go into like an Andrew Huberman phase, listen to a lot of his stuff. Chris Williamson, I'm a huge fan of his because he interviews very interesting people, and we're a huge sponsor of his channel. What other ones have I gotten into? I wouldn't say I've made it a habit yet. It's more like when I want to find out something specific.
There's a pod.
I'm curious about
There's a podcast.
saunas or cold plunging, whatever that is. Like, and I'm going to listen to Andrew Huberman, or I'm going to, I want to talk about business principles. I'm going to go to Chris Williamson or whatever that is to like find the information I'm looking for. But I'm not like, oh yeah, I listen to Joe Rogan every single week and I get through all of his podcasts.
That's a big commitment.
It's
Joe Rogan.
That's what I was going to say. I'm like, when I see how long, like even this one, when I saw that your episodes were 2 hours,
Some of them are.
Well, I watched that one with Annika. I could not like, for me, I had to like pause that and get back to it like 4 or 5 times.
I'm sorry, because it was not interesting?
No. It was very interesting. I watched the whole thing. I'm just saying, because it's so long and I have so much going on throughout the day, I can't sit for 2 hours and literally just like binge a podcast.
You've been sitting for like 2 hours now.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell the folks here, if you did not watch to the end, I'm 100% okay with that because this was way too long.
This was not. This was so fascinating. I'm wrapping it up.
No, if it was interesting, like and subscribe to this channel. These guys are doing awesome things. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You did that. I never do that. And I never say things like, we'll put this in the show notes. I don't even know can we do that? I don't even know if that thing
You're just
exists.
making Solomon's job harder.
But I hear people say that all the time on their podcasts. Yeah. Anyway, you've been super interesting.
Thanks, Frank.
Really insightful.
It was a good conversation.
I love your stuff. I'm going to become a nomadic guy. I can't wait. I can feel it.
We don't know yet. Maybe. If nothing else, you'll think we have really high quality stuff, but once you put it through the paces, we'll see.
I don't know. I think what I'd like to do is take all of my favorite features in my current luggage and come to you and say, these are all my favorite features, just so you know. You can do with it what you want. And maybe, not unlike Side of Aloha, that now offers the Frank Special, NOMATIC might have a signature line.
The Frank gym bag. Oh, man. We'll invite you out for this is what I'll do. I'll make sure to make a note when we have our gym bag focus groups. I'll have you come out.
Well, okay. I will.
Yeah.
I would really love to do that. Will I be the oldest participant?
For sure. But guess what? Our demographic is 35 to 55.
Whoa. I'm telling you, we might need to do NOMATIC Senior.
Well, there's some people that look 65 but kind of act younger like you, like the really hip guys,
I think how does this go? Your biological age versus your
metabolic age.
Yeah, metabolic age. I think I'm at least 10 years
I believe
younger.
You look
on my metabolic age.
I'm serious.
Making that up.
No, that's probably true. For real. It wouldn't surprise me. Especially if your VO2 max is high.
It's way up there.
Yeah.
Way up there. All
right. What's your resting heart rate?
It's in the high 40s, low 50s.
That's really good for that age.
Yeah.
I don't even know how old you are. I'm guessing like 62.
Oh, thank you. You're being nice.
How old are you?
You're being kind. 56.
Actually?
Jeez. Wow.
You said
that's a complete fail.
That was based on you saying that
was
one
30
guy,
years. I know.
Yeah. I was doing the math here. I'm like, he's got to be at least 67. So if I say 62, he'll feel good about himself. I gave you a good 5-year buffer there.
You did.
Should have gave
and it was
more.
Way high. Anyway, hey, thanks for coming.
I guess you're acting so old. I thought, you know what, he's probably actually like 10 years younger.
True. You'll hear it. You'll hear me creak when I stand up after this. I mean, this has been a long session. Last question. When you go to bed at night, are you like this? Are you like, oh my gosh, I am so optimistic about the future of NOMATIC? Or are you like this? We've created every product that's meaningful to create, and what are we going to do tomorrow?
Bedtime is my not think about NOMATIC time. I have a curse where if I start thinking about business, I cannot sleep. So I'll wake up at 3. I have to completely put my phone in an area where I can't see it, because if I wake up at like 4 or 5 and I see a message or anything that triggers my brain, I'm up for the day. So I purposefully disconnect. When I walk into my room, I'm not looking at my phone. I'm not doing business related stuff. It's the time to be with my wife and just spend quality time with her. And that's it. Like I'm not going to think about business. So that question is a little irrelevant, but I will say, like this morning, I woke up and was sitting there and I was just thinking, I'm just so grateful for everything. Like I honestly take no credit for what we've built. Like God has been in the details. This has been the greatest ride of my life to be able to build something this awesome. And I'm honestly along for the ride. Like Jacob is better than me at everything. So he's doing all the work and I'm just kind of like, riding on him.
All I need to know about Jacob is that he beat you in a foot race. That's super meaningful to me.
He's fast, especially when there's ice. He's very fast.
Oh man, this has been so great. Where can people find you?
Yeah, so if you go to nomatic.com, that's our website. And then, of course, at NOMATIC on all social platforms, or at NOMATIC Gear if you can't find us on a specific one. And yeah, we're trying to build a great brand around travel, and hopefully you can take some time to check it out. If not, that's okay too. You're probably not our customer.
Oh my gosh, what a cut. I am your customer. I'm going to be your customer. Thanks so much. Come back and see us sometime.
Thanks, Frank.
All right, appreciate it.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Know Your Ship podcast presented by eHub. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review.